What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today what I have for you guys is a video I really feel I need to make because it not only addresses potential information for Black Ops 5, but also addresses something that I briefly touched on in a couple of my recent videos. Now, first and foremost, as a bit of a reminder, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below because over 70% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed. So be sure you guys get notifications every time I update you guys on Black Ops 4 Year 2 and even Black Ops 5. But this information comes from a supposed level designer at Treyarch who dropped quite a few leaks not too long ago, and I briefly touched on this in a couple of my recent videos, but I did make it clear that the information is coming from an unverified source that even the mods on Reddit didn't trust. But oftentimes mods on Reddit could be wrong when they just delete a thread that they feel is fake, and this happened with several other large franchises in the past with big movies like Avengers Endgame, Star Wars Episode 9. People see leaks, and because the leaks sound too outlandish or like fan fiction, they immediately ignore it or delete the thread if they're a mod. But I always feel like it's important to address potential leaks in case this does come true in the future, and we can then pinpoint who was a reliable source to begin with. So first and foremost, as this person said, hello everyone, this is a throwaway account, now a former level designer of Treyarch Studios, been working on the series since late development for Black Ops 2. I left because I couldn't bear with the stress and crunch in developing the next title. The next title is almost done, but tons of sacrifice was made by people who made it. Please go easy on the devs. There's still a lot of passion into this project. You can ask me anything in the comments. Treyarch has been fun and all, but since that transfer moved by Activision, it went sour quick. Everyone had to adjust their schedules constantly just to make the game for next year. This is what I know based on what I worked on and the chatter around the studio. So this person goes in detail with information about Black Ops 5, 4, and even 3. So let's start off with Black Ops 5. So yes, the next title is Black Ops V. V for 5 in Vietnam. That's been a popular fan theory for the past couple of months now, so again, take this with a grain of salt. Treyarch overhauled the next game, everything. There are 3 modes, multiplayer, campaign, and zombies. Blackout is one confusing topic. The campaign explores the black operations in the Vietnam War. That's all I can tell you. Don't know anything else, just made maps. So for Black Ops 5 multiplayer, apparently, there's going to be 12 maps at launch, 2 of which are remakes. Worked on 3 of these, list below. Jungle, not the same nor similar with Black Ops 1, Coastline, and Camp. Nuketown is back again, of course, but there's a twist to it. Knee Deep is the other map, worked on this one. The weapons in the game are mostly the ones you've already used in World at War and Black Ops 1, Galil, M1 Grand, AK-47, M14, Stoner, Winchester Sniper, Python, Colt 1911, to name a few. Specialists are gone. Menu UI showed the creator class is still pick 10, just primary, secondary, lethal, tactical, perk 1, perk 2, perk 3. Pro perks are returning. Now for zombies, this is really interesting. 2 launch maps. It's not Black Ops 4, but some of Black Ops 4. Mainly it plays like Black Ops 3. Based on the menu UI for zombies, create a class, Gumballs, Cookbook, Laboratory are back. There are currently 2 modes, story and survival. The whole thing is based on World War II, no alien stuff. It's also quite grim and dark. Can't really tell anything about the story. The stuff is zombies are almost finished, but not quite. It's still in pre-alpha, but the main mapo. I helped on working on these maps. Again, very vague there. He now goes into Black Ops 4. So once again, as I touched on in a couple of my recent videos, this person is an unverified source, and by no means am I saying this person is credible or should we believe this, but it's worth going over in the case this ends up becoming true, just so we know this person was reliable in the future. So with Black Ops 4, no new season or DLC, Chaos got scrapped, new guns are going to be added in the future, map variants are still planned, there's a ton of stuff that got scrapped in Black Ops 4, mostly for zombies. Now, some of this stuff is kind of obvious, right? No new season or DLC. Treyarch kind of made it clear that Dark Divide was the last operation, even though Zombies Chronicles 2 is still expected to release because the maps have been finished for a long time now. In terms of Chaos getting scrapped, that's a bit unfortunate because it was getting really good at the time Ancient Evil came out, and I think more people started to get invested with the Greek mythology, so hopefully it returns in the future, but this could just be an assumption that it could be scrapped. New guns are still going to be added. Now, when it comes to the Micro MG, that came out after Modern Warfare's release, and Treyarch made it clear with that weapon's release that Black Ops 4 will still be supported in a similar way that Black Ops 3 was later in 2020, so new weapons are definitely inevitable, whether they're old weapons being ported over or new weapons entirely like the Micro MG. Now, map variants are still planned. I swear when Jungle Flooded came out, they made it clear that Jungle Flooded was going to be the last weather map variant, and I'll pull that up on screen just in case you guys might have forgotten about that statement, but I really don't find it to be likely that they'll be adding more map variants. They haven't been received very well, even though I think Jungle Flooded is a really interesting take on the original map. Most of the other ones just weren't received though by the community, so I'm not sure if they would waste time on that. And it's obvious that a ton of stuff was scrapped for Black Ops 4. We know factions, Newman's Cookbook, and several other features were mentioned or leaked and never made their way into the game. There was even a game mode called Treyarch Custom Mutations, which involved you kind of selecting the modifiers that are preset for you by Treyarch, and when you complete a challenge with those modifiers, you'd get a reward, and that was a whole mode that got scrapped too. So who knows what got scrapped in Black Ops 4 but will later be used in Black Ops 5. Now this person goes on to Black Ops 3. DLC 7 might be coming. I say might because it's been debated in the studio, and again, I kind of briefly touched on this in a previous video but didn't go in depth with everything this person said. Only contains 4 maps, which are Transit, High Rise, Buried, and Nuketown. So I'm pretty sure he meant Die Rise, not High Rise. And in terms of Nuketown, that's a really weird choice considering Alpha Omega just came out in Black Ops 4 not too long ago. They couldn't do Prison and Coast because it gets too expensive to get the cast back. Now, the reason I don't understand this is because they don't have to bring the original cast for Mob of the Dead into the studio to re-record lines unless they're adding something new. They just have to get the licensing to use those lines again. Similar to the first Zombies Chronicles, where they didn't bring the crew into the studio to record new lines for Ultimates or Primus. They reused the same lines that they were originally had from Black Ops 1 and 2 and kind of enhanced them to work really well with the remastered maps, right? They didn't have anybody come in and re-record. They only had people come in and dub the lines of Ultimates and Primus in other languages so that they could release Zombies Chronicles in formats and languages that the original Black Ops 1 and 2 didn't support. That's about it with that. So I'm not really understanding what he means about getting the cast back. The main reason why it's in Black Ops 3 is that the placeable buildables are better in Black Ops 3 than Black Ops 4. That's a pretty silly reason to have these Victus remakes in Black Ops 3 instead of Black Ops 4. Again, it's an easy theory that maybe, you know, what he means by it's too expensive to get the cast back is it's too expensive to get the license to reuse those lines because their budget got cut. And then when it comes to Black Ops 3, maybe there's an issue where buildables just aren't stable in Black Ops 4 and it requires more work to put it in Black Ops 4 and they just don't have that time. But it's still a bit weird to have that as one of the reasons. Now, the Paralyzer works better in Black Ops 3. Reveal this December if they will continue it. That also doesn't make sense because I really do feel like it's going to be a similar case to the first Zombies Chronicles where Activision absolutely waits for the most ideal and financially beneficial time to reveal and release something that big, because Modern Warfare obviously has to get some spotlight. The game sold extraordinarily well, but the post-launch season isn't being received all that well, and maybe that'll change in the future. Hopefully it does. Modern Warfare has a Battle Royale coming out in 2020. That also needs to get the spotlight, so if a Zombies Chronicles 2 is coming out before that Battle Royale, it probably would have to be at some point in January or February, depending on when that Battle Royale releases. And he makes it clear that the zombie maps he helped work on include Origin, Shadows of Evil, Zetsubo no Shima, Gurad Krovi, Revelations, Blood of the Dead, 9 Ancient Evil, Alpha Omega, and Tag der Toten. So quite a bit of maps here. And he then said, go ahead and ask me anything. And when asked about the next Zombies experience, he went in quite a bit of detail here. So once again, let's just see if any of this comes true in the future. But he goes in to say Der Typhon is the name of the next map. The location is in France. The map is relatively medium in size, smaller than Tomb for comparison. So Tomb is Origins, I'm assuming, or maybe 9. I'm just not sure what he means there. Spawn area is located at the docks of La Palace, where you take a teleporter to reach the underwater facility in the Atlantic. Again, it sounds like more fan fiction, but you never know. This could be the outlandish idea they're going with. Quick Revive located at the docks, Pack-a-Punch located at the docks, hanging on a crane, Juggernaut located at the laboratories, Speed Cola along the path of the teleporter destination, and then Double Tap, Wonder Fist, PhD, all located in other areas too, as you can see. The map has 3 levels. The biggest area is a storage warehouse, but it's full of debris. Enemies of the map are zombies and hellhounds. The map's environment is like Nuketown's bunker for comparison, so it just does not seem likely. But then he goes into the other map called City in Blood, also located in France. France, but this time in Paris. Now, what's weird about this is that Paris is going to be a Chaos map at some point in Black Ops 4. So if Chaos truly is scrapped, maybe if development was far enough on that map, they're saving some of those assets for a new Paris map that apparently is going to be taking place in some type of spin-off of the Aether storyline featuring a new crew. The map is linear, starting from Palace de Kailit, I can't even say that, to the Eiffel Tower. Quick arrive located at spawn. We have more information on Wonder Fizz, Jug, Double Tap, Power Switch. Blitz Beer is located at the 2nd level. Not sure what Blitz Beer is, apparently a new perk. Information about Pack-a-Punch, the summit of the Eiffel Tower. Panzer Soldat will spawn as one of the 3 variants, first being a burner, second a grenader, and third a shocker. Other enemies include the burning zombies and electric zombies. Killing each type of panzer will drop a unique part that can be used to build a weapon. The map feels like it's a castle and Stalingrad map, a lot of machines around. Honestly thought the giant robots would come back. So that's it with the information this person provided, and again, if that's true, it just seems like because the game is rushed, Black Ops 5 Zombies won't have much innovation behind it, which is unfortunate, and the fact that they're going back to Aether in some way also means that if Treyarch does want to truly start a new story and go in a new direction, it would have to be in a game that truly has a 3 to 5 year development cycle where they have time to flesh out everything they'd like. They were able to clutch as much as they could with Black Ops 4 in like an 8-9 month development cycle where they not only brought back Aether with remakes, but started a new Chaos story. And I truly feel if Treyarch had more time to make Black Ops 4, Blackout would be at the top of the ranks for Battle Royale, right, in 2019. And I also think Zombies would have been the best it's ever been, with not only 2 stories, but so much innovation and so many game modes within both of those stories too. But as a final reminder too about DLC 7 coming to Black Ops 3, it's coming from an unverified source. It's worth bringing up in the case it might come true, and it's just fun to speculate about, right? People think that every time I come up with a leak, I'm somehow claiming it's 100% legit. I always make it clear when I get information from a verified source, from a trusted source, from a reliable source who's leaked countless things in the past. And to end this video with a bit of a reminder of my small track record with independent leaks, one of my sources out there happily gave me information about 3 different ciphers on Voyage of Despair, which I found first. Nobody ever noticed them, and luckily enough we were able to solve them together. I had 3 videos on that. I had help with solving the Spork Knife quest, which was added back with the release of Ethereal Razor. I was told that Nuketown was DLC 3, which people kind of knew about because Call of Nobody Cares also touched on that back when he leaked a lot of information. He said Nuketown was an upcoming map, so that was kind of an iffy one, but I was able to happily share that Call of the Dead was going to be DLC 4. Nobody out there had that information. It was exclusive and independent from my reliable source, and I was also able to share that the Pentagon Thief was going to be coming to Blackout. That also came true. So I have a small track record with leaks. My channel is definitely not going to be based on leaks, since I obviously do cover Black Ops 4 in its entirety, and we'll do the same with Black Ops 5. And if the Modern Warfare Battle Royale is exciting and does well on YouTube, I'll also give that a shot and do a lot of coverage similar to the coverage I did for Blackout. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Check all links down below in the description. What do you guys think about this unverified source? Was he truly a level designer over at Treyarch? Is this all fan fiction? And are you going to get your hopes up for some phenomenal innovation within Black Ops 5? Leave all your thoughts down below, and peace out, everyone.
All hostiles eliminated. Come on home.